What is up, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today, I'm going to talk about my experience doing 100 approaches last weekend. And I also want to talk about the current state of the dating market. This is going to be a more serious video. I don't think I've ever made a video like this on my channel before. Most of my videos are pretty lighthearted, pretty entertainment based. Not this one, bro. Not this one. People don't understand just how bad things have gotten. People think the shit's a joke. If you guys saw the poll on my channel, I made this a while back. 60% of people said they haven't gotten any sex, any intimacy in the past year. 60% of my audience. And I know there's going to be people coping saying, well, of course, it's YBC's audience. There's an asymmetric representation of incels who watch YBC. Are you fucking stupid, yo? 20,000 votes on that poll, by the way. 20,000 votes on that poll. And you're telling me that it's my audience? A lot of people who voted in that poll don't even watch my channel. I guarantee you, if someone like Moist Critical or some other fucking Twitch streamer made the same poll, similar results. Similar results. Maybe even worse. At least the people who watch me are trying to do something about it. A lot of other incels, what do? They cope, they play video games. They're not even trying. They've literally checked out. But that's not what this video is about. This video is to give you an understanding of what it takes to win in the modern dating market. Truly, what it takes to actually win. Not what it takes to, get a girl who's like 2 looks points below you, which is the trend these days. Guys, I did 100 approaches in a college campus. Most of the guys that I see in these relationships, it's so brutal, man. When you really start paying attention, most of the guys that I see are dating ugly women, and it's not even physically ugly. It's like internally ugly women, right? And there's an abundance of this kind of woman nowadays. It's become really common. You see Chads with 6s, you see Chad lights with 5s, you see tall, high tier normies with 4s, and then anything below that, most of these guys ain't getting shit. Part of that is also because no one's shooting volume these days. Nobody's actually going out and trying to do anything about it. But there's something fundamentally broken with the dating market. I don't know what social media did to the brains of Gen Z women, like to the brains of younger women. But these chicks are finished, guys. These chicks are finished, yo. Even when they're interested. Like, I did 100 approaches, right? Yeah, sure, if you do approaches in 2025, more women are going to be standoffish compared to like 10 years ago. I don't know what they're putting in women's foods, guys. They're cooking them hormonally, but like, there's more women who are standoffish, but even the high interest ones, personality wise, they're all boring as shit, yo. Like, most of these chicks are boring as fuck. And they have like their looks are carrying them so hard. And if it wasn't for their looks, there would be nothing. They're like empty vessels. You try to talk to them, it's like their social skills. Like, Gen Z girls have the worst social skills I think I've ever seen, truly. And you can tell that their appreciation for deeper things in life has really diminished. They're more homogenous. Their personalities are all the fucking same, and it's like, it's like, even if you get one of these girls, you're gonna be so, if you have any self-respect, if you have any passion for life, you're gonna be so tired of them. You're like, all right, man, this girl's hot, but what am I doing dating this chick? Like, dead ass, bro. None of these girls are dateable, yo. None of these girls even want relationships half the time. And I just feel like a lot of these chicks, because of social media, because of TikTok, because of the influx of attention that they get, dopamine junkies, they're finished. Everything about them just pisses me off, yo. And well, by the way, on a side note, if you clicked on this video wanting to see an infield and wanting to see how the approaches actually went, I don't know if I'm going to be posting them on YouTube. Not because they went bad. A lot of them were master classes, really good infields, really good game, really good stuff. My school community did make a vote, and they said they wanted me to gatekeep it, keep it school exclusive. This isn't a money grab, guys. You don't have to join if you don't want to join. I'm not here fucking forcing you to join. I might even reveal them on YouTube at some point, but there's a lot of complications that go with posting infields publicly. And I think for now, I'm just going to keep them school exclusive, It also honors the people who are actually supporting me the most and stuff. So I hope you guys understand. But the point I'm trying to make is that like young women nowadays compared to young women just 10 years ago are so different in their behaviors, in the way they conduct themselves, in their personalities. It's just like everything just feels so shallow and so dry. Even when you win, you still lose. And look, dude, I'm a heavy hitter, right? So I'll do 100 approaches. I will trauma farm. I will try a bunch of different things to collect information on what works and what doesn't for you guys. Okay. And listen, I know this isn't even me bragging or anything. I'm not struggling. Like my dating life is fine. I could bag these chicks. The point I'm trying to make is the person that I feel for most is the guy who is sort of passive and is lonely. And listen, let me tell you, these chicks aren't going to give you a chance. No one is coming to save you. Okay? These chicks are using guys for attention. They're playing dudes, they're manipulating them. And so you have to get colder. That's the point of this video, guys. I'm trying to tell you, if you're in a competitive dating market, the only thing you can do is get colder or move somewhere easy. That's literally it. Get colder, get better game, spam more volume, stop being passive. Because if that happens to you, if you, let's assume that you're a good-looking guy, you're one of these dudes who just looks maxes. That's the common advice. Oh, just look smacks and let them come to you. You're either gonna end up with a mid who you're unattracted to, or you're gonna end up with no girls at all. That's what the passive approach gets you. I don't recommend cold approaching because I think, oh, cold approaching is this grand solution. What is the alternative? What are you going to do if you don't cold approach? There is no other way. If you are not spamming volume, if you are not persistent in the face of rejection, oh, dude, I'm trauma farming. Give me a fucking break, bro. Give me a break. If you don't get stronger with each rejection, you're finished. If you let rejections, there's two types of guys. Guys who just they take the trauma, they're like, fuck it, I'm gonna keep going, I'm gonna keep going. And then there's guys who just crumble, they can't handle it. If you're the latter, you're finished. You're done. You're done. You're not gonna get the results you want. And the person I'm talking to is a very specific kind of person. Because when you think of the black pill, yeah, it's true. On average, people end up with their looks match. On average, incels aren't gonna get shit, sub fives are gonna get shit, MTNs aren't gonna get shit. Do you want to be on average? Is that what you want? Is that the extent of your ambition? The people that I talk to in this channel are people who want to be exceptions, are people who want what Chad naturally gets, but you're not Chad, right? You want what he gets naturally, but you're not him. And I honestly think, because I was in a college campus, I saw a lot of these Chads aren't even dating hot girls. A lot of these looks maxers, these good looking guys, they have nothing to show for it. They don't even get great results their damn selves. And that's really when you start to realize things are getting cooked. Even the good looking guys aren't fucking getting the girls that you expect them to get. So what is it gonna be then? What are we gonna, are we just gonna sit here and fucking look smacks just to end up with nothing? I don't think so. I talk to people who want to be exceptions to the rule, okay? Who want to overcome the odds. And that means, yes, I want girls more attractive than myself. I want to prove that I can get girls more attractive than myself. Oh no, you should just go for your looks match, man. Genetically, fuck you. Fuck you, dude. I'll do whatever I want to do. Like I'll do whatever I want. I want what I want. Oh, but it's unfair. I don't care. Don't care. Sorry. And you guys as well, the people, those of you who aren't getting girls, I know deep down you want the same thing. You may not admit it, but that's exactly what you want. And this is for the greater good. Men raising their standards collectively is for the greater good. Because when we settle for these unattractive women, their egos get overblown. You make it harder for everyone else. And the dating market just gets worse. But when we all stand up and say, nah, I want something better for myself. I want to raise my standards. I don't want to just date a looks match who treats me like shit. I don't, nothing wrong with dating a looks match, but I don't want to date a girl that I'm not even that attracted to. When we all raise our standards, women have to adapt. Now we reverse the roles. You know what's happening now? Guys are taking everything they can get. They're desperate. They're giving them attention. And now you have girls who are like sub 5 treating better looking guys like shit. Yo, let me tell you guys a story. On Saturday, there's this one chick holding a pizza box, right? And I went up to her and I was like, yo, is that a pizza box? She goes, yeah. And she was just giving me attitude. And I'm like, all right, can I have a slice? Just a normal question, "Can I have a slice?" You could say no, you could politely decline, and then she goes, "No," and fuck right off, like, she was just being a complete bitch, and I look at her and I'm like, "But you're literally a sub 5, like, who do you think you are?" You know what I mean? And I realize these chicks aren't born that way, guys made them this way. Surely she has a reason to be this confident and this rude for no reason. Like, low vibrational girls, that's all we see around us, just these low vibrational, standoffish, superficial women. And the only way that we can eliminate that is by collectively raising our standards and not just settling for shit. Because that's what I see most guys doing, just settling for shit, settling for the first thing that they can get, just so they can say they have a girlfriend, just so they can say they pull. There's nothing impressive about getting a girl, even if she's hot, if internally she is low vibrational, just a horrible human being, boring, no depth to her character. Like, I don't want that. And I don't think you guys want that either. So not only do I want you to elevate your standards looks wise, I want you to elevate your standards internally and also improve your own character, right? We need to improve ourselves just as much as we need to become what we expect of other people. I'm not telling you guys to be delusional or anything. And listen, if you're sub 5, maybe you shouldn't expect a Stacy. Maybe you shouldn't expect a girl that is, leagues ahead of you. But at least strive for more. Stop, being this defeatist, passive loser who just kind of takes what he can get. That's what a lot of this black pill shit is about. It's like, it's too defeatist, right? And I understand why. I truly sympathize with young men. I see how bad it is out there. I am out there. Guys, I'm not some fucking theory junkie. I'm out in the fields almost every single day. I see what's going on with my own two eyes. But that doesn't mean that we shouldn't strive for change. That doesn't mean that things can't change, but it starts with us, okay? It starts with us realizing that we are worth more than what these women and what society in general tries to make us feel like we're worth. And it starts with being there for each other too. There's a lot of guys who are lonely with their headphones in, not talking to anybody, and no one is coming to save them. We have to be there for each other. We have to talk to each other. We have to uplift each other because no one else is going to do it. No one else is. There's way too many lonely men to account for. Way too many. And women are out there fucking, hitting the vape, smiling, going to the clubs, soaking up infinite attention. They're too powerful. They need to be nerfed. I'm sorry, but every chick needs to be nerfed. We need to restore equilibrium. We need to bring back the natural order. And it starts with us because blaming women is nice and all, but they're never going to change. We have to fucking take initiative, step up to the plate, and do something about it. We need to take back our power. Power that's rightfully ours, by the way. And part of taking our power back is overcoming our fear of women and our fear of talking to them. You have to be persistent in the face of rejection. You have to be resilient to it. You have to see women like numbers. You know why I'm telling you to see them like numbers? Because that's exactly how they see you. They see you as a disposable commodity. They see you as someone that can easily be replaced. They have no respect for men anymore, and you're falling into that trap. So, what do? Well, obviously, women have more leverage than us in the modern day. There's nothing we can really do about that. But we can at least equalize the playing field by shooting more volume and seeing them as numbers back. Until one proves that she's not a fucking number, by the way. Because she's just a stranger at the end of the day. Like, if you're doing approaches and stuff, they're strangers. I don't take rejection personally. I don't care. Oh, you don't like my looks? Big fucking deal. I'll just go to the next set. And I want you guys to have that kind of coldness about you. Because that's really when you're going to start, like, realizing the power that you hold and being more confident and approaching the world with more conviction. Women are only going to get more hypergamous. They're only going to elevate their standards, more unrealistic. I want a guy who's taller. I want a guy who's more of a Chad. I want a guy who's this, who's that. They're just becoming more superficial. They're going to be ruder, more standoffish to men. What are we going to do? I mean, I would tell everybody to withdraw. Guys, hey, let's just stop talking to them. Well, guess what? If we go MGTOW, Chads aren't going to go MGTOW. So women aren't going to care. So we have to brute force this shit and persist. We have to persist and we can't settle for less. We have to be just as hypergamous as them. We have to match their hypergamy. The problem with this looks maxing movement is it's just made men less powerful. We are trying to prove ourselves to women. We're trying to prove that we look good enough for them. And I get it. They are the choosers, right? They're the ones who choose. They're the gatekeepers of S3X, even though in the past they weren't. Now they are. And men are trying to adapt. They're trying to do everything they can to win them over, to please them, etc. When you just look smacks, though, you're still at their mercy. You still take what you can get. It's a very weak frame. So I want you guys to be more active in your approach. To say, fuck this shit, bro. I'm not just gonna settle for whatever comes to me. I want to be the chooser. I want to be the hunter. I want to get what I want to get. And if more men thought like that, more women would be put in their place and things would naturally go back to how it should go. But now, oh my God, dude. Like, about so many dudes are just losers. They're finished. The girls are also kind of losers. That's the thing. People think these women are the prize. You have to uncondition yourself from seeing it that way. They are not the prize, bro. They're really not. There is nothing that they can offer you that you can't offer yourself other than busting a nut. Especially now. And I'm not saying there aren't brilliant women. Hey, maybe I was going to the wrong places. Maybe I'm not going to find Mary fucking Curie in a college campus. But I'm just saying, most of these chicks are empty, okay? Most of these chicks are boring, and you will get tired of them very quickly, even if they do like you. Unless you're just low IQ and you enjoy their company, fair enough. But most of these chicks are finished, yo. They're finished. They're done. Their hormones are cooked. Their diet is cooked. Their personalities are cooked. Nothing about them is appealing other than their looks. Like, if they weren't hot, no one would have an interest in them. Hell, they don't even have to be hot these days. You know what I mean? They don't even have to be hot. Guys will give a fucking fours everything. Dating apps, TikTok, social media, it's bad. It's made things very bad. It's really put women on the pedestal. It's not even that like they're on an imaginary pedestal. They are literally on the pedestal now, looking down at every guy. No respect for them. And you can feel it. You can feel it when you talk to them. The dynamic, the way they look at you, they know in their heads that they are better than you. They really believe that they are better than you. And that is just unacceptable. I can't stand to take that any longer. We build society. We innovate. We make progress. We have so much more value to offer than our looks. And you have people who really have the audacity to come here and say, "Oh no, you should just go for your looks match." Fuck you and fuck your looks match. I'm not going for shit. I'm gonna get what I want. Because as a guy, you're multidimensional. You offer way more value than just your looks. And they ought to appreciate that. They ought to acknowledge and respect that. And they did in the past, but they don't anymore. The inceldom is just going to keep growing. I can visualize it. I could see it. More guys are going to stop getting laid. The gap between Chad and Inkwell is just getting narrower and narrower. At some point, maybe 10, 15 years down the line, if you're not Chad, you're Inkwell. And if you are young and good looking and in your prime right now is the time to go balls deep and just take initiative and do everything in your power to be the most attractive version of yourself while also keeping your standards high. Because it's not going to get easier than now. And now is the best time to start. I'm out.